Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching these videos with me. It means a lot to me. And thanks for being my friend. So let's watch some more Rashad Jamal clips. I watched a few earlier, but I want to watch some more with you because I feel like I haven't really dug deep into like his speeches before or his content, and he really does have some wise words. So I'm really interested in hearing more things that he has to say because I find him very intelligent.
All I gotta get you to see, if I could just get you to see that nigga, them mountains is tree stumps. If you can really see that, the veil is broken, bro. Because from that point, you see everything. You see everything.
Evidence of branches and leaves laying next to a huge stump. In fact, one of the leaves measured taller than the Empire State Building. I want to take you to the location now, and here we go. And the area that we are looking at is north central Madagascar. Right in this area here.
That must be from the Giants.
There are more than one example of what look like to me ancient tree stumps with quite possibly large branches and large leaves in some cases laying next to some of these very huge structures. This is one that I showed you guys yesterday. Measure this thing and you can look at the side view even on Google Earth here. We'll go side to side. There's the stump. 4,000 foot on this side over here. Go across. A little taller on this side at about 4,150 feet. It's over 8 miles wide. Look at the miles. 8.45 miles. 4,150 feet. It's over 8 miles wide. Look at the miles. 8.45 miles. We could set the entire city of Nashville and all of its suburbs right there quite comfortably. If you go to the left, which would be about the 10, 11 o'clock position, all over in this area, you'll find what look like leaves and branches all over the ground. Here's an example of one here. There's many examples. This one here we're going to measure real quick. And I'll show you just to kind of put things in perspective how long that thing is compared to something that's very tall. So we'll measure from top to bottom. And we'll go in feet, 1,596 feet. That one branch is taller than the Empire State Building. We showed in a video.
Hold on, I just had a thought. Okay, so one of the comments was talking about you remember Jack and the Beanstalk? And now that I'm see, and then it's like all these movies they literally play just to show, they put it right in front of our faces, but we never catch on. So it's like what, a regular human climbing up one of these big ass trees or the beanstalk to get to these giants. Because there were giants here before us. And these big ass leaves and trees and shit obviously came from the big ass trees that were giving shelter and shade to the giants. Like, oh my gosh. That is, wow. Friggin' mind blown.
Earlier, right there. I think it's the same exact branch that's on the ground. Taller than the Empire State Building. And there's others. There's many others. So if you look around, you'll also find many more examples of these leaves, like right here. Big, huge branches.
But when you really get to looking at the mountain, you be like, oh shit. That should do like a tree that got cut down. And then you start scanning back, looking at the whole mountain range. You be like, oh, fuck, that's the tree. They cut it right there. That's disguised as mountains. Boy, that shit stand out clear as day when you know that's a tree you looking at. And then think about how tall the tree was. You're like, oh shit, hold on now. I'm looking for evidence about all this shit Rashad Jamal be talking about how we fell in frequency and this was our planet and we was giants and we was blue, red, and green and you did blah, 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 bleed. Look at this big ass tree. This was a tree right here. And it's gone. First off, why they cut it, what the fuck they cut it with, and what they do with the rest of the tree. That's where your mind gonna go. And then when you start looking at how spaced out they are from each other, and if they was that big, you can see the forest. Because see, if you look at it as a mountain, you'll see one mountain range right here. And then way in the backdrop, you'll see another mountain range. But let's look deeper. Imagine that mountain range you're looking at was a big ass tree. So if it was a big ass tree, once the branch is gonna cover out far as fuck. A tall ass tree, the branch is gonna go damn near to a whole other state, nigga. Right? So now that would make sense why the mountain ranges be so spaced out from each other. But if you think about how big the tree was, they really not that far from each other. You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about like, damn, okay, how tall was this tree? And that, even though that mountain range is 20 miles away, if this tree was that fucking tall and the branches went that far out, it wouldn't have been that far away from that mountain range that seems 20 miles away. Oh, so now I can see the forest. Now I can see the forest. This is the forest. Look at that mountain range. Look at that mountain range. Look how far that one is from that one. Look how far that one is from that one. Then you see, nigga, you go state to state. You go to state, you're like, oh shit, I see it now. I see it. Now do you know why? Now you can see why we told you. We said, hey, it was so many trees on your planet at one time, and the trees were so big that, nigga, literally, you could walk up a tree and walk from California to Canada. Now, I want you to think about that. The trees were so big that a squirrel or you, because the trees were still bigger than us. We was big as fuck, though, but the trees were still bigger than us. You or a squirrel, nigga, could walk up that tree and walk just on the branches from California to Canada and never hit the ground. So that means you can walk on the branches from California and be in Canada without ever having to come down that tree. That's how big these trees were. And you can see that clear as day if you could just understand that those are tree stumps, not mountains. It's easy to see. All I gotta get you to see.
Wow. You see why I wanted to watch more Rashad Jamal footage? Because I would have never thought that. You know, first of all, I don't even think I really paid much close attention to mountains, especially because there's not really that much mountains here in Canada. So, or I don't even know if we have any. Well, I'm in Ontario, right? So I don't really know if we even have any mountains here. So it's not something that I even thought of. But now that Rashad Jamal said it, it's like, wow, it makes sense now, you know? Wow. And then I keep thinking about like Mount Shasta and like Mount Everest, like those really, really big ones that are known. Like I wonder like how big those trees were, if they were trees too, you know? And if they were trees too, then how big were they? Like, wow. This is awesome information. Like that has never even crossed my mind.
Notice it like shit like that, people that's from Chicago, or if you from any city or around the planet where it's a large fest, whenever you notice it's a large fest, the police can't do shit. They just be hoping people be cool and go about their way. And normally when it's like a big ass fest, when we gather, people be cool and go about their way. Now imagine if we link up that deep and we on some righteous shit. See what I'm saying? They can't do shit. It's like, damn, there's too many of them. You know what I'm saying? We just can't take off. Because if we just take off, the whole country gonna go up. Like the police know they just can't take off on a group of us like that. It's too many cameras. It's social media. Niggas got too many guns and don't give a fuck. So that's why even with George Floyd, they stood down, nigga. They stood down. And like I say, down here in Atlanta, nigga, we was on that down here, nigga. We was, like I say, nigga, we had their ass backed up all in the CNN building. That wasn't no TV shit. They ain't lying on TV that day. I was down there, nigga. They didn't lie that day. They bitch ass was scared, nigga. They was really with the shields, nigga. They bitch ass was... You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nigga, and we ain't had no pipes. It's just us. We just down here on this energy, nigga. We was just down there on that energy, like, y'all did what in Minnesota, nigga? Niggas down here in Atlanta popped out like, hold on, they did what in Minnesota? And then, you know, Minnesota sent it up first. Nigga, I felt like I was back in jail again. Like the deck went up. Like, it was like, Minnesota went up first. And then niggas Minnesota sent the memo down to Atlanta, like, send that bitch up. And then we sent Atlanta up. And then the memo went like around the country and everywhere. Nigga, back when I got from downtown and turned the news on, nigga, they was riding in London behind that shit. I'm like, oh, I'm back out here tomorrow. I was talking to my little cousin. He live in Minnesota. He was out there riding. Nigga, we talked at the end of the night. He like, yeah, cuz we back out there tomorrow up here. I'm like, yeah, we back out there tomorrow down here too, nigga. What you mean? We out here behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what was really going on with the George Floyd shit. We didn't know it was used as a little trigger to try to, you know what I'm saying, to try to test our dark matter energy levels and our aware. That's what it really was. They like, oh shit, these motherfuckers ready. These motherfuckers ready. We ain't moving like that. Hold on. We gonna let them get a lace. I opening up shit a little more after that. They gave motherfuckers a whole lot of leeway after that. Y'all ain't peeping. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you seen white people side with Black Lives Matter after that? Yeah, we come out. They didn't know we get like that. Because we had never got like that in a long time. So at least with the George Floyd shit, even though they sent us off, notice it like shit like this kills the whole time thing, y'all. They taught us that it was 7 days in a year, but they only named 7 days. So where's the other 358 days if there's 365 days in a year? All right. So if they only name 7, that means there's only 7 days in a year. So if it's only 7 days in a year, now I'm confused. So then how many fucking months is in a year? And how many weeks is in a month? And how many days is in a week? And how many, like, all of that fucking changes when you think that it's only 7 days that they ever taught you. So how the fuck is it 365 days in a year? Somebody said it starts over. Stephen Williamson, if you do not use the God gene in you, see, leave the meat alone and leave the Neanderthal, let it go. Bruh, my brother, think. You said it starts over. Okay. So since it started over, where he at? Stephen Williamson, I'm not mad at you. I'm just here to awaken you. Let's walk through this together. So Stephen Williamson said that time starts over. He said it is more than 7 days. They start over. Stephen Williamson, I owe you $100 right now. I'm gonna count my dollar 99 times. Let me say $1, flip it over. $2. I'm gonna keep starting my count of that. Same $1 over and over again. And I'm gonna count that $1 over and over again 99 times. Are you going to accept that? No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You're going to say, where my other $99 at? So if you're not going to accept that with money, why is you accepting it with time? Why aren't you asking if it's 300 days in a year, name them bitches. You only named 7. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You cannot say Monday makes the 8th motherfucking day of the year. You cannot turn 7 to 365. You just can't do that. You just can't turn 7, Stephen Williamson, into 365.
And you know what? He's correct. When I was in meditation, one of the first messages I got was time is an illusion, okay? Well, I think they said delusion, but whatever, illusion, delusion, right? It's not real. Like, that was one of the first messages they said to me. And the best thing is, I feel like they've been trying to get that message out to me for so long, because in the back of my mind, I remember when I was going through so much spiritual warfare, when I was like, I think I was like 22, or like 20 or 22, that it's like I had an inner knowing of this, but it wasn't until I heard them say for real, like the spirit source said, that that time is an illusion. Like, it's not what they want. This world is not what they want you to think it is. It's not what they show you. And that is an important message. Like, I feel like that message stands out so much, and that's a message that everybody needs to take into consideration.
Words like MORNING, morning. Y'all still walking around talking about good morning. I be ready to slap the shit out of motherfuckers say that to me. I'm like, baby, who the fuck is you talking to?
Exactly. Grand rising.
No lie.
A beautiful grand.
I go live, somebody say, I HAT something, I be ready to hang up on them. I be ready to cuss them out so bad. All type of profanity for they come on my mouth. Like, hold on. Don't be motherfucking cursing around me. That's a curse, nigga. If you say you HATE something, nigga, that's a curse. Bitch, pussy, shit, hoe, damn, asshole, wet coochie crotch, whatever you want to say. Motherfucker, bitch, ass wipes. None of that's not curses. That's profanity. Shit, bitch, damn, and all those words in the English language. Damn is an actual word they use, like a beaver dam. A bitch is a fucking female dog. A hoe is a garden tool. And a motherfucker is just a mother, and what's a fucker? Right. So you can't really say what a fucker is, but we know that first part, mother. Right? Those are not curse words. Let's wake up. I feel like Spike Lee, nigga. You better go watch some old Spike Lee movies. Every movie was like, wake up. Wake y'all ass up out there. That's not curse words, man. That's profanity. And every word that's considered profanity is an actual regular word in their goddamn dictionary. A curse is when you say good morning. Now I just cursed you because I told you a good morning. And morning only mean one motherfucking thing. To mourn as in bad energy. Bad energy. So if you walk up to me and you say good morning, you wishing me a bad motherfucking day and I just might uppercut the shit out your ass. See what I'm saying? And if I don't uppercut you, I'm going to give you a raw ass energy to make you be like, damn, what I say. Like, don't come over here spell casting around me. And when you understand the power of words, you will take that shit out your dictionary. When I took HAT out my dictionary, and I took motherfucking like words like morning out my dictionary, boy, so many blessings flow. Cause it's energy behind those words. Those are curses, man. That's a curse. That's a curse, man. Literally, man. The English language is a curse. Words got all these goddamn meanings. How the fuck we got will, and will? Make up y'all mind what this shit mean. How the fuck we got C, and C? What the fuck? What is all that about? How the fuck we got one word that got 3 different meanings? You can't do that shit with nothing in nature. If it's a tree, it's a tree, nigga. If it's an ant, it's an ant, nigga. If it's a bee, it's a bee, man. If it's a river, it's a river, man. But we gave their ass the English language, and you got all these fucking 1,000 different meanings for one word, and you never question why? You never wonder why? Let's wake up today, not tomorrow. Let's wake up tonight. Saying goofy ass words like morning, morning.
Guys, you understand. That's why I say grand rising anymore, and I try to put a lot of positivity out into the world now that I know that our words have so much meaning behind them, you know? It's very important that we take that into consideration and we understand that everything that comes out of us and that's put out into the universe is to come right back to us, right? So a lot of people don't get that. That's why there's so much hate going around, you know what I mean? Because they don't understand that whatever they put out there comes right back to them. That's why they're like that, right? So we just gotta put out love. Love, 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 love. You know, we could all use more love. I can use way more love, you know what I mean? We could all use a lot of love. I go out into the neighborhood and I say grand rising to all the random people and they so, you know, we can do that together. Guys, honestly, it's allergy season and I've been having to take Benadryl for my allergies and it makes me feel like so loopy and slow, but then that's the only allergy meds that like actually stop, you know, my sinuses and stuff. But just a few more months of spring and summer. Well, anyways, have a great day. Bye.
Deep and green, fairies dance like shadows seen.